and welcome. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwebike. We start off today with our newspapers, and right after that would be our main conversation also for today. But we would join you to be part of what we do here, right here on Enterprise Television, and you can participate by checking up on us when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're very so honored to have with us Emeka Madunago, journalist, public affairs analyst, to see through all that we have from our newspapers and possibly take us on our main conversation. Good morning to you, Emeka, and welcome to...
Yeah, good morning. My pleasure.
Thank you so very much. So let's quickly start off with the Daily Trust newspaper for today, and straight to our talking point on the top strip of the same newspaper. FBI orders release a Tinubu probe report on a Friday. Emeka, do you think Nigerians will get to see something different from what they have seen in the past 2 plus decades that this issue had been a front burner?
Yeah, well, I think it offers a glimpse into the allegations against President Bola Tinubu, and I think it's up to Nigerians to decide on what they want. You know, the issues are weighty, even though the presidency, you know, and the APC, All Progressive Congress, have tried to dismiss them. But well, it is up to Nigerians to decide what they want to do with it. Of course, Tinubu he has put governance aside and is more desperate about getting a second term. So right now, you know, it's they are making it look like, oh, that those allegations don't matter. But it's because they think Nigerians are not discerning enough, or Nigerians don't understand the fact that these things really matter. These things count in the perception of the international community. You know, about they are accusing others of demarketing Nigeria, but by their conduct, by their speeches, by their antecedents, they are the ones actually demarketing Nigeria. So it's the way it is. It's sad anyway.
Very, very sad.
Thank you.
Yes, and one can remember Rufai, while he was ousted out of the APC, he did say that they were knowledgeable about everything that happened with his school results, that is with the Chicago State University results that are still very sketchy, and his drug offenses in the United States of America. One will think if really, since El-Rufai was part of those that brought him to power, do you think there might be reasons to believe that so many things would unearth itself?
Well, now that the U.S. court has said, has brushed aside, excuse me, Tinubu's attempts to stop the release of those documents, you know, let's see how the analysis go. Of course, you know, Tinubu's people will try to downplay it, or will try to obfuscate the facts and all of that in their characteristic manner, but the point is that let's see how it all pans out, so that let the interest of Nigeria be paramount. You know, it's not about people saying that it doesn't matter. You know, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You cannot be the president of a country and you have a heavy baggage hanging on you, and you say it doesn't matter. It does really matter. That's why you see them engaging in anti-democratic actions, and they tell you that there is a tsunami. You know, they tell you that it doesn't matter. But of course, I hope that one day we will embrace true democracy in this country and do away with all this anti-democratic conduct.
Very true. We hope so, sincerely. But let's take a look at other matters here. NNPCL appoints Idrisu Obioma, sacks Port Harcourt refinery's MD, 200 odd orders. Emeka, yesterday news broke actually that the Warri refinery and the Port Harcourt refinery were still moribund refinery, despite the fact that over $800 million had been spent on the refinery. So do you think this shake up with the refineries might see reasons to plunge more money into the decayed refineries?
Well, for me, I don't mean words. Those refineries should be sold as early as yesterday. Those refineries should be sold. Government cannot continue pumping, scarce resources, borrowing money, to fix these refineries. I mean, so it's better the government just puts them up for sale, so that let some interested buyers come and pick them. I mean, government recently sold, sold some refinery licenses, new refinery licenses. Why not sell these refinery licenses? Why not look for some deep pocket investors who can buy these refineries? They are obsolete refineries. They are brownfields. Excuse me. And these refineries, of course, when they are sold, that will be, will recoup all the money that has been invested in turnaround, maintenance, and all kinds of things. And then let us focus more on regulation. NNPCL should be taken to the capital market, like the Petroleum Industry Act says, be taken to the capital market and sold. Let the refineries be sold, so that if it wants to compete like other Petrobras of Brazil and Aramco of Saudi Arabia and other companies, they are capitalized, they are privatized companies. So I mean, so that NNPCL can compete more favorably with them and concentrate on areas that will bring investment to Nigeria, not areas where the government will have to be borrowing money to repair refineries and all of those things.
Very true.
We should put those things behind us.
Yes, very true, Mecca. And I guess on our main conversation, we'll do more talking and more digging in on that particular matter. But let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper for today. And we have it that despite a 40 trillion naira investment in 11 years, insecurity in Nigeria unacceptable. Just yesterday, we learned that that about 40-something Nigerian soldiers have been killed in Borno State from bombs, that exploded. And one would wonder, are we really winning this fight against terrorism in Nigeria, which of course has been deeply politicized, going by the de-radicalization program of the government that is making it even easier for terrorists to partake in the activities?
Well, for me, we are not really winning the war against insurgency because our armed forces are fighting as a conventional force, while the adversaries are guerrillas. So the adversaries are actually also, vicious guerrillas. Look at what they do. They just throw bombs. These days, they throw bombs at people. They just see where vehicles are gathered. They just throw bombs at people and at vehicles. They throw bombs at the armed forces. They are even now using improvised explosive devices vehicles. That is, they load the vehicle with bombs and they drive it somewhere. So you see, these people are getting very desperate. I saw a video this morning. I don't know where it was shot, but there are so many of them with vehicles, with trucks. Of course, the narrator said they were heading to Nigeria. That it was like, that was likely they were heading to Nigeria, and that is the ISWAP, Islamic State, West Africa province. So, and it's possible that they are receiving help from ISIS in other places. There's ISIS in the Maghreb, there's ISIS in the Sahel, and in different places. So it's possible that what they are doing is that they are now gathering their forces from different parts, from different places where they are operating, to come and launch, a horrible attack, horrible attacks in Nigeria. So this is why we should ramp up our Air Force, because the ground troops are really trying. But where is the Air Force? Where is the Air Force? The Air Force ought to be carrying out bombing raids. I mean, when I was looking at those fellows, those terrorists, and I said, this is something that the Air Force can easily handle, even using drones. Do you know they're also using drones to fire bombs at people? So why are armed forces lagging behind? Why can't they also use drones? Like the United States has been doing with the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Fire drones at this, use drones to, decimate these people. When you carry out bombing sorties, of course, you will decimate them, and then Nigeria can, gradually win the war.
Very, very true. We sincerely hope that Nigeria wins this particular war. But let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. Obi doesn't need PDP Atiku coalition to defeat Tinubu, and that's coming from the Nigerian Labour Congress. I'd love you to maybe fleshing this out for us. Where does LP stand right now? Abure is still insisting he is the chairman. NLC, of course, are saying that the party belongs to them, and of course making the statement. Do you see Obi remaining put in the Labour Party, or do you see him possibly pushing out from there and joining the SDP?
Yeah, Obi is being wooed by different political interests. It will interest you to know that even the APC is wooing Obi. They're asking Obi, they are begging Obi to come over. Yes. So, I mean, the SDP, name it, the PDP, name it, they're all begging Obi to come over. Because if we say, okay, it's the turn of the South, actually it should be the turn of the Southeast. I mean, because the Southwest had produced Obasanjo for 8 years. So what is Tinubu, what is he purporting to represent? How can he be purporting to represent the South after 8 years of Obasanjo? It's part of the injustice, the inequities in this country. And that's why you see they've been kind of this Igbo hate campaign, because when you know that what you are doing is atrocious, it's wrong, it's evil, you will find different ways to justify it. You find excuses. But let me tell you something, whatever they like, they can say or do. At the end of the day, justice will carry the day. And so, yes, Obi doesn't need Atiku or any coalition to win. In 2019, he swept the southern, in 2019, he swept the southern states, the PDP, when he was running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, they swept the southern states. So if Atiku Abubakar had also done well in the north, they would have beaten Muhammadu Buhari there. So that's true. NLC, yes, registered the Labour Party, yes, but just allowed some people to run it. Abure may be claiming his national chairman. The Supreme Court has delivered his verdict, but INEC says they are still studying the verdict. But you see, the issue of now you can see the PDP has suddenly woken up to reassert itself after all this while, when the international leadership had been pretending to be asleep. Apologies to former President Goodluck Jonathan. Now they've woken up. So I hope that the Labour Party, now they've woken up, they've expelled Sam Dade Anyanwu. They sent him away. It was a cog in the wheel of progress of the PDP. They've implemented the decision of the Supreme Court, the German Supreme Court, and they sent him away. And then appointed a caution, Setonji Kuchwedo as the acting national secretary. So I believe the PDP will move forward, more quickly. Expel all those elements who have, held the party down. Expel others, and then position itself as a solid position party. The same thing with Labour Party. Kick out those fellows who ought not to be there and reposition itself. We're not looking at transactional opposition parties. We're looking at genuine opposition parties.
So what has stopped them? What do you think has stopped them from not firing Nyesom Wike? Is he above the party at this point? If they do expel him, what could be the repercussion of the PDP?
No, it's the courts that have actually not allowed the PDP to assert itself. But it's a good thing that the Supreme Court has now declared that the issue of party leadership, lies with the party. So now that's the power. If you remember, sometime last year, the sometime last month, the National Disciplinary Committee of the PDP, headed by former Foreign Affairs Minister Chief Tommy Kimi, recommended the expulsion of Sam Dade Anyanwu, his former National Secretary. He now ran to an FCT High Court to try and get an order to stop it. But of course, it's like the court didn't grant him that order. So definitely, the party met yesterday in Abuja and sent him away. So others will be kicked out. Don't forget, former Senate President Chief Adolphus Wabara has also been expelled for aligning with somebody in another party. So of course, gradually all of them will be kicked out. Then it is very good to note that the PDP has said it will hold its national convention in Kano, I think on May 27. So it's a welcome development. It's a welcome development.
All right, let's just continue to hope that the opposition will reinstate its power and its constitutional duty as opposition in Nigeria. But let's take a look at other matters here. Kano's trial, DSS submits radio Biafra devices in court. Of course, the court case has started yet again. Emeka, I'd love you to run us up. What do you think is happening with that particular case?
No, of course, the prosecution has applied and got the leave of the court to present witnesses in camera for the witnesses to be veiled. So, and then of course, Kano has also hired some senior advocates to defend him. Yeah, definitely. So we hope that the trial will be swift, because the way the trial went, since 2017 wasn't pleasing to people. It was just dragging unnecessarily. Issues were just coming up. Issues were just coming up here and there. But now we hope it will go to definite trial, and let's see how it proceeds.
All right, beautiful. That's just the time we have right now. Just to let you know that Emeka will be here to take us on our main conversation. When we return, NNPCL shake up. Tinubu fires top refinery bosses. Target oil boom by 2030. Well, that is what we have for our main conversation. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere.